Okay. So let's see. What else do I need to do? I know I got to stop this one because I know that one's not live anymore. And it's this one. I let them in. Share my screen. Start the broadcast. All right. We are live. We want to go like this. So let me know when you guys can see my screen, because I don't know why it wouldn't show in the first place. That says live. Okay. I think that's the right one. I hope it's not the right one. It's still not showing. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah or nay?
No.
No? You.
Well, what I see, it says that you are sharing your screen, but it's just like a white screen that says you're sharing your screen.
Okay, so I might have to go a little bit more extreme. I might have to reboot my device. Give me another second. All right, let's try this again. Let me let these gentlemen in. Let me share my screen. We are live, so let me share my screen, start the broadcast. Come on. All right, optimize the video, and let's see if we can get this to show. Okay. Are you all able to see my screen now? It should be showing like a flower in my desktop or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, a lot of times I have to restart my device altogether. That fixes it. It just eats up a lot of time, and so I usually try to avoid it. Okay. So again, first things first. So the main thing for each session, again, we are doing remote. I typically, through my experience doing remote, I felt like the best move was to be asynchronous, which means that all I really need from you guys, every time we meet, you just got to be sure to get your attendance credit, right? You're not obligated to stay. I understand this material can be, intimidating. So with that, I do want to encourage everyone to collaborate, work together. This is remote asynchronous, so I don't mind you guys working together. I would encourage you also to go ahead and seek out the tutors, right? So you've already paid for the tutors at Morehouse. It's included in your tuition. it's a good idea to go ahead and find out their schedule, find out how to contact them. You can take these assignments and take this work and sit down with them and work on it side by side. You can sit down together and work on it, right? Just, on my end, I just need to be able to see what you guys scores. And I'll show you how to access everything and we'll get everything going. But first, let's get this attendance going. So again, now let's try Blackboard again. I might have to log back in. All right, let me log into my portal. Come on. Verify. Okay. So it is lagging a little bit, but that's okay. I know you guys can see my screen because I can see it on my stream. Okay. So when I go into Blackboard, and just stop me if anything isn't clear, if you have questions, you had to get my attention. So when I go into our course, right? So for you to get attendance, on the left-hand panel, it says Blackboard Collaborate. I want you to click on that and join the current session that's in progress, right? So when you go to Blackboard Collaborate, there should be a session in progress right now. You click on Calculus for Business, and it should be a drop-down, and then you see the very first one says in progress. So I would encourage you to click on that and just join that session. And I want to say you should get your attendance credit. Let me see if I can see someone in that session. Let me join the session. That's fine. I don't. Okay, I do have at least one person, so let me see on my end if he's gotten his attendance credit. And then that way we can confirm or deny if this is working. So if I go to tools, if I go to attendance, all right? And it should show it for today. I didn't mean to show all of this. Okay. I know there's a way I could do it. Let me see. Move. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Let's see what you do. Okay. Let's go to collaborate. Because I know I have at least one person there. Join session, recurring, view reports. If I click on view reports, view the report. CSV. I know there's another way to do this. What is it? Session ID. Where is it? All right. Well, I know that it at least logged it there. I kind of want it to be in another location, but I might just go with that because I can get the data from there. Let me see. One other thing. Edit settings, view report. Okay. So for now, we're gonna let that. That's how we're gonna take attendance, right? So that's good enough for me for now. So again, to get your attendance credit at each session, you log into Blackboard, and it's only going to be available like during class time, right? So I usually make the session available during class. It's scheduled, right? So we meet from 6 to 7:15 on Monday and Wednesdays, all the way up until like that first week of May. But yeah, you want to log into this Blackboard Collaborate and join the session, and it'll log it, and you should get your attendance credit. We'll make sure that you get your attendance credit. Okay? All right. So are there any questions before we go forward? Any questions about that? Going once, going twice. Let's see here. That's fine. We'll check that later. Okay. So now, go ahead.
Really quick, I was just going to say, I'm not sure if anybody else having this issue, but I can't log into my Blackboard right now.
Okay. So what you need to do is contact Morehouse OIT. I think that's the email. You got to contact the service desk. I think it's Morehouse OIT. Is that right? I can't think of the email, but you got to contact the service desk and tell them, hey, I can't access my Blackboard. There's something on their end that they have to do to put back in order, and you'll get your access. Send me an email. I'll be kind of lax the first week because I know that that's the whole point of orientation. We're trying to get people acclimated, so I won't hold it against you. Just we'll kind of let that be for now. Is there another question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that you can go to your Blackboard through the portal. That's what I've been doing because nobody else can get in here at the
Yeah.
hotel?
Because that's usually how I access mine as well. I go to the portal and I click on Blackboard, but then it does prompt me to enter my email, like to log in again, even after accessing through the portal. And so when I told the OIT, they changed something on their end and then it started working. But yeah, okay. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. But yeah, so when you log in, are there any other questions before we go forward? Going once, going twice. And again, just stop me if, for whatever reason. So when you log into Blackboard, so this is going to be our central hub for everything, right? So when you log into Blackboard, this is how it should look. It says Calculus for Business, Spring 2023. That's how we're going to do that. Okay, so then when you open up this page, so again, if you already joined the Zoom, so that's the first hurdle. You know how to access us. Again, so we're going to be doing remote asynchronous. So what that means is my intent is to use class time as office hours, right? So I do that because I know that everybody's available during that time, right? And so all of my lectures for the entire semester are available. All homework and quizzes are available for the entire semester right now. You can actually go ahead and start them, and you can get ahead. My recommendation is try to get as far ahead as you can, because once you start having assignments doing other classes, you know how that goes. You get swamped very easy. So I'll show you how to access everything. So you found the Zoom link, so that's the first item. The second important item is where it says daily lecture notes, item number 2. It says a Box link. So I'm basically using Box. It's like a, cloud sharing. I'm using that for like anything that you see me writing. So if you see me like taking notes on the screen, anything that you see me writing, I'm going to make a copy available here. Let's go ahead and click on that link and see what happens. So it takes us to Box, right? So you have a Box account because it's linked with Morehouse, and it should bring you here. Let me suppress this. Okay, right. So when you log into Box, it should look something like this. So you have a copy of the syllabus for this course in that first folder. The second folder, the notes. So when I start taking notes, that's where I'm going to put it, in folder number 1. Then folder number 2 says quizzes. If I do any kind of written anything with quizzes, I'll put it there. As I start responding to you guys' inquiries about homework, again, anything that I write, I'll put it in this folder number 3, answered homework questions. And then folder number 4, just like handouts I feel like that you may need as you make your way through this course, right? So we definitely have an ambitious schedule. It's a little intense, right? But I tried to like offset the intensity. I tried to give a little bit of like cushion to try to lessen that blow some, right? So let's go ahead and open up the syllabus. I want to show one other thing. So you can access the syllabus from there, or if we go to Blackboard, I got to click on this little blue link on the side. On the left where it says syllabus, you should be able to access it here as well. Oh, it's the same link. Okay, I forgot about that. I put the same links. So the main place is here on a Box. So we open up the syllabus folder. Okay, come on. And yeah, so technology is totally temperamental. It kind of does whatever it wants to do. For that reason, that's why I do remote asynchronous, right? All right, so that brings us to our syllabus. Again, Calculus for Business, HMAT 160, Section 3, and that's a CRN. Again, I'm Mr. Phifer. Best way to contact me is honestly during class time. Emails, I'm kind of bad about checking my email, but I still encourage you all to send me an email anyway. I use it more for record keeping, because a lot of times I just be living my life and like, moving. I'll try to respond, but if I don't respond by the time we meet at the next class, just ask me during class, right? Let me check Zoom because I might have somebody, Spidey sensors going off. Let me let these guys in. I forgot about them. Let me check the chat real quick. Let me see. No worries. It's okay. Don't worry about that. I'm going to show you how to access the material momentarily. Can you guys hear? I think you guys can hear me. We've been going back and forth. Welcome back, Mr. Gordon. The name is totally familiar. We're going to hop back to Box in just a moment. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I see a few people cannot hear me. Make sure your audio and things are on. But I know that I know that you guys can hear me. Let me see. Yeah. The audio is pushing. The audio is definitely going through. We'll explore Box a little bit more, but basically I'm using Box for like, remote sharing. You're not gonna load anything, but if I need to share a document or a PDF or something like that with you guys, I'm gonna put it in Box. Okay. So again, my email, email me anyway, even if I don't respond. That way it's at least on file. Use it for record keeping. I use it more so for record keeping. So it's my first name, that last name, and Morehouse, right? So this phone number, this is really my Zoom link, right? And sometimes, when you guys sometimes I have students log into my Zoom at random hours. So sometimes if I see that, I'll just like try to log in and check on you guys like, hey, are you okay? Did you have a question about something? If I see it. Otherwise, just ask me during class time. Again, the intent is for class time to be office hours. I'm just going to fill class time with lecture and practicing the homework just to fill the empty air. But we don't have to do that. We just need to meet, kind of touch bases, make sure you guys are okay, connect you with whoever you need to connect with if you need help, and that's really the intent of class time. So again, the office is virtual via Zoom. Again, so that's the meeting ID for Zoom. Office hours again are during class time, and again we meet Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 to 7:15. Today all the way up until I think like that first or second week of May, right? So May 12th is the last day of finals. So that's that Friday, right? I think I made everything due Saturday, Sunday, right? So 2 days later. That's 2 days later is the hard deadline for everything. I'm going to talk about due dates for assignments momentarily. Are there any questions about anything? Okay. So again, I feel like you guys got over one of the biggest hurdles of actually making it into my Zoom and connecting with me live. So that's one of the biggest challenges. Let's see. Okay. So these are just my office hours, right? Basically during class time. So in my announcement, I made a little blurb. I said, something along the lines of there are two wolves that are battling for dominion or dominance, something like that. You have one wolf of hope, love, and prosperity, something like that, and then you have another wolf of despair, misery, and malice, right? These two wolves are battling. I mean, they're going back and forth. They duking it out for like across eternity, and they're pretty neck and neck. But which wolf wins? Does anybody know which wolf wins? I know I had at least one person reply. Which wolf wins? You have a wolf of prosperity and benevolence battling this wolf of despair and malevolence. Which wolf wins? The wolf that wins is whichever one you feed, right? Right. So that's what we all experience with this thing. Which whatever you practice, you get really good at. Like I'm definitely guilty of practicing complaining a lot, right? But that doesn't fix anything. But it took me a while. I realized I was like, okay, if I'm not going to stop complaining, then what I can do is spin my need to complain into something that's more constructive. So now I realize that when I find myself complaining, that just means that whatever it is I'm complaining about needs attention. And if it's bothering me like that, more than likely I need to be the one to give it the attention, right? Instead of expecting somebody else to go and do it, expecting whoever, to do, because people are never really going to do what you want them to do. If you notice something, if it's bothering you, you got to take action. And the reason you notice it is because more than likely you are the one that's charged to put that thing in order, right? So that's neither here nor there. Again, the whole moral of that story was whatever we practice, we get really, really good at, right? Okay. And again, just stop me if you have questions about anything and, things of that nature. So a prerequisite for this is finite math or pre-calculus with a grade of C or better, or a placement exam. So the text we're going to be using it's called Calculus and its Applications, the 12th edition, but all of this stuff is going to be available remotely, right? I'm going to show you how to access that before we're done with all of this. We will use Excel periodically, but the main thing we're going to be using is Pearson. Pearson is like our online learning software. If you've used Pearson before, and if it's the exact same book, you don't have to purchase access again. But most students, you do have to purchase full access. I think it runs about $120 to gain full access. I'll show you how to access all these things. But you access it through Blackboard. We're going to touch on that momentarily. So now, I did mention that we do have an ambitious schedule. It's a little intense, I'm not going to lie. But for this to be a calculus course, the goal is we're trying to get through chapter 4, right, with integration. To me, it's not a true calculus course unless you make it through integration, because integration, that's like one of those cornerstones of mathematics, and you're really only going to get it in a calculus course, right? So we have about 14 to 15 weeks to kind of get through all of this stuff, right? It gets a little bit intense, but again, I put a little caveat to try to lessen the blow and the soften and to give you a little bit of cushion. But my recommendation is to be a little aggressive as you can be. If you're feeling like razzled or dazed or whatever, you gotta ask for help. All right. A closed mouth just doesn't get fed. All right. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or intimidated, ask for help, and we'll try to, I would encourage you all to like start a group me. I've encouraged students to do that in the past. I feel like it helped more people. I'm just here to try to help you guys. But most of this is on you, and I'm just here as a guide or to support you on your walk or your journey, right? So our goal, we're going to be like the topics that we're looking to get through. So, we have chapter 1 on differentiation, chapter 2 on exponential and logarithmic functions. And so that's pretty much exam 1, right? You can anticipate 2 exams and a final. Exam 1 is going to happen about week 6, and then exam 2 is about week 14 or 15, something like that. And then a final. 2 exams and a final. We'll talk more about that momentarily. So exam 1 is the first half, exam 2 is the second half. Second half being chapter 3 on applications of differentiation, and then chapter 4 on integration, right? So that's the goal. It is a little bit intense. You just have to do the best that you can. Okay. Here's the schedule. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We do have spring break, March 13th through the 19th, right? So school's not going to meet on that day. We also have Good Friday, which is April 7th, but that doesn't really affect us because we don't meet on Fridays. But I think those are the only holidays, all right? You can see exam 1 during week 6, which is basically the start of Pisces, February 20th to the 26th. I pretty much devote the entire week to exams. And then exam 2, you can see it during week 14, right? Okay, over chapters 3 and 4. Are there any questions? Any questions, guys? Okay. Just stop me if you, for whatever reason. Okay. So again, we're going to be using Blackboard as our main point of communication. That's going to be our central hub, right? So if you're ever trying to find something, you just go to Blackboard on that folder, and it's somewhere on Blackboard on that folder. Again, the grade is going to consist of 2 exams. Each exam is going to be worth 30% of your overall grade. The homework and quizzes throughout the semester, they're both going to be 7.5% each, totaling the homework and quizzes together make 15% of your overall grade. And then the finals worth 25%, right? So this thing with Pearson and the homework, right? So with the homework, basically I assign homework every week, right? And it's due Sunday nights at midnight. Sunday night going into Monday morning. So Sunday nights at 11:59 p.m. There's homework already assigned for this week that's due this upcoming Sunday at 11:59 p.m., but do not fret. Even though all of these assignments have due dates, with all the assignments, that means the homework, the quizzes, and the exams, you get unlimited attempts. And the system is set to take your highest score. And so even though you can work on all assignments past the due date, if you submit something late, there's only a 10% late penalty, right? So if you submit anything late, the highest you can earn is a 90. But the hard deadline is that May 12th, or I think I made it May 14th. That's Sunday night after finals have ended. All right. Okay, let me say that one more time. So all homework and quizzes for the entire semester are available right now. The only thing you're going to be waiting on are the 2 exams and the final. With all assignments, we get unlimited attempts. The system is set to take your highest score. Even though each assignment has a due date, you can work on any assignment past the due date with only a 10% late penalty. So that means if you submit any assignment late, the highest you can earn is a 90. But be aware, there's a hard deadline for all assignments, which is that Sunday, May the 14th, right? May the 14th, okay? Hopefully that's clear. And hopefully that works for you. Only reason I kind of continue to do that, because I feel like it's reasonable. I feel like it's a reasonable request of you guys, because Pearson can be a little bit challenging with some of the stuff. And, you know, if it's not understanding the concept, it could be something technical. But, you know, so that's why I don't mind doing unlimited attempts. I've done the structure in the past, and everybody does not get an A. You would think that everybody would get an A, but that's not what happens. So because everybody does not get an A, I just continue to allow unlimited attempts and only a 10% late penalty with the hard deadline of that Sunday, May 14th, right? So again, homework and quizzes are already assigned for the entire semester. They're due every Sunday night. You get unlimited attempts. The system's going to take your highest score. You can work on any assignment past the due date up until the hard deadline. Okay. So the grading rationale, basically the 90s are A's, 80s are B's, 70s are C's. Officially passing the course at Morehouse is a C. And on this scale, it's a 72%. I usually don't give out C minuses. Like if somebody is in the C minus, I usually just find some way to get them to a C. All right. I don't usually do C minuses. Like that's because some departments, some programs don't let you move forward with the C minus. I feel like that's grimy. Right. I try to be as least grimy as possible. I feel like the nature of mathematics is grimy enough all by itself, but it's beautiful too, you know. So I try to encourage you guys, you know, on your path or whatever. Okay. Makeup policy, again, unlimited attempts. You can work on any assignment past the due date. So it's an automatic extension built into all assignments. So you don't even have to ask for it. Just take your time, make a plan, and take action. It's okay if you guys work together. I encourage you to work with the tutors. Like, it's okay. Just make a plan, take action, and get it done. Okay. Our withdrawal policy, the last day to withdraw from the course is Monday, March 27th, where it won't affect your GPA. I think it might show up as a W, maybe on your transcript. The last day of class is Wednesday, May 3rd, and the final exam week is going to be May 8th through the 12th. Again, the hard deadline for all assignments is that Sunday, May 14th at 11:59 p.m. Okay. Stop me if you have questions. We're almost through the syllabus. Attendance. Okay. So I want to say this is a 3-credit course. So I think the policy of Morehouse, you're allowed as many unexcused absences as there are credit hours in the course. So since this is 3 credits, for now, you know, you guys are allowed 3 unexcused absences. So again, what I'm doing this semester is I'm trying to do automatic attendance where you guys take your own attendance. So every time we meet, you log into Blackboard, and you open up the Blackboard Collaborate, and once you get in there, it should give you your attendance credit. Because it's recording who's coming and going, right? So we're making sure that you guys get your attendance that way. And I can pull attendance from there, right? That's enough of a record. Okay. So again, students are responsible for taking their own attendance at each session as instructed by the professor. Failure to do so will result in unexcused absences, right? So since this is a 3-credit course, you're allowed 3 unexcused absences, okay? If you're having trouble, if anything is going wrong, the best thing is to just communicate. Send me an email, say, hey, Mr. Phifer, I was having some trouble logging in. I was running late, you know, just talk, right? And then more than likely, I'll mark you as excused, right? More than likely. That's usually what I do. Because I usually try not to let attendance be a reason that somebody is booted from my course, unless they're just like MIA, right? So again, you're responsible for your own attendance. And I think it's scheduled. I scheduled it, so it's only available during class time, right? So I think that's the long and short of that. That makes it easier for me. Each person does their own attendance. If you need special accommodations, the Office of Disability Services will give you a letter that you can email me discreetly, and I can make sure that you're accommodated. But again, this is remote asynchronous. Everything is available, so you can set up your own like distraction reduced environment. It's remote, so you can obviously use your notes. It's okay. The main thing is make a plan, take action, and get it done. Right? You get unlimited attempts, so if you don't like the score, just do it again. Right? You don't have to ask. Just do it. Okay. Cell phones and laptops. This is remote asynchronous. I encourage you to use it as you go. So we do use a TI-83, like a graphing calculator, but there are free graphing calculators online. You'll see me periodically using, there's an emulator I found that's for a TI-83 Plus. It's free, but it just takes some finagling or whatever, I don't know, to get it to work. But I know that like GeoGebra and Desmos does online graphing. So if you don't own a graphing calculator, there are free graphing calculators online that you can use as well. And then the cheating and plagiarism, it's just not worth it, right? This is remote asynchronous, so it's kind of set up a certain way to kind of thwart that as best as we can. Right now, we don't have a testing center, but just do the best that you can. On my end, I really just need you guys to basically make sure you get your attendance credit and get your assignment submitted promptly. Okay. Just do your best. And you want to learn something out of this. You don't want to just like pass it off to somebody, because eventually you're going to be responsible for this stuff. If you're taking calculus for business, well, more than likely you're not like a scientist, but it's a good chance that you'll be using this stuff on some level. And so if you go forward, if you leave my course and you hadn't learned anything, then you just wasted your time. Like, it's like now you're like, okay, you might be closer to your degree, but you're still gonna be responsible for the stuff. Especially when you get on this world. I've had so many students that have left, got out of my course, and then they would be like, oh, finally, I'm done with math. I never had to do math ever again in my life, right? This is what they think. They graduate, and then when they go to their first job, they get on the interview. The very first thing they give them on the interview, this happens every time. I've had students come back and be like, Professor Phifer, you were right. The first thing they gave me when I went on this interview, they gave me a math exam, right? But again, if you're in calculus, I would imagine that you're not avoiding it, right? You can't be one of those people that's like avoiding math, taking calculus, right? So, and again, the structure is, I'm really here to just support you on your journey. If you succeed, it's all you, right? If you fail, it's all you, right? That's the same that applies to me in my life. I can't blame others for my experiences. I have to be accountable for myself. And all that I can do for you on your end is offer assistance. I can only help, but I can't do it for you. I can only offer guidance and suggestions, but it's up to you to make a plan and take action and succeed, right? It's up to you. And you can do it. And again, the cheating doesn't serve you. If you're gonna pay for a degree, you don't need to be in college then. Like, what are you here for if you're not trying to learn anything? You don't really need college. Like, if you really want to do something, if you're just going to pay for it, then you can just get out in the world and just get started. You don't need this stuff. But the whole point of being here is to learn something. Do what you got to do to get through, but try to learn something, right? There's more I want to say about cheating and plagiarism, but we're going to let that be for now. All right. I think it's enough. And so to close out the syllabus, we still got plenty of time. Usually I have you guys fill out this form. Just keep it on file. You don't have to fill it out. You can just keep it on file. But this is just a document saying that you've gone through the syllabus, you understand what's expected of you out of the course, and that you'll abide by the rules of the course. Normally I would have you guys fill this out. Just keep it for now, because I haven't created a Dropbox for you guys to load it, and I just don't feel like doing it. Just keep it on file. And that's the long and short of that. You guys have any questions? So a few other items that I want to bring to your attention. Okay, let's go back to the content. So when you log into Blackboard, here's the landing page. let's do a demo. So we found the Zoom link, right? We were able to get into Zoom. Matter of fact, let me check Zoom, see if we got anybody in the waiting room. Oh, we got plenty of chat. Let me get this guy. So again, the best thing is to, unmute yourself to get my attention. Otherwise, okay. Try not to put you guys info because we are live streaming to my YouTube channel. I'll show you how to access my YouTube channel in just a moment. Where do we get the week 1 access code? Okay, I'll show you that in a moment. I know you guys can hear me. I hate that I'm streaming this, but group chats. Okay, trying to join the meeting. He got kicked out. That's fine. Attendance. Okay, so there's a link for GroupMe. Attendance. Okay, so there was a question about attendance. So again, for attendance, what you do, you log into Blackboard, and on the left-hand panel, it says Blackboard Collaborate. So you click on that Blackboard Collaborate and join the session that's in progress. Once you join the session that's in progress, it's going to record it, and that we're going to use that to take attendance, right? So you open up this drop down, you see it says in progress. We're going to click on that one. And I'm going to click join the session. And we should have like a slew of people in there. Oh no, let me see. Microphone is fine. I really want that off. See, I just want to see the participants. That's fine. Did I do that? I think I did. Participants. Nope. Let's see. Where is it? Start recording. Well, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about it right now. But yeah, you want to join this collaborate session to get your attendance credit. Just trying to see. Yeah. Nope. Messages. Where are you guys? I know you're here. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's only showing one person. I know there was at least one person that was here earlier. Okay, I see you guys joining, right? So again, each session, you want to be sure to go join this collaborate session. This is how you get your attendance credit, right? So I'm just going to kind of suppress it for right now. I'll let it stay open. I'll let it stay open just in case it doesn't work when I'm not there. And I'm just going to show a different screen. But yeah, you definitely want to join the collaborate session. That's how you get your attendance credit each session. Okay. So now let's go back. Okay. So again, when you log into Blackboard, this is the landing page. We talked about attendance and how to get credit for it. We talked about Box, so that's where we'll store our PDFs for our notes and things. That's where I'm going to load them if you ever see me writing anything. So now to access the homework, right? So again, for homework, we're going to be using Pearson, right? So if you've taken me before, it's pretty much the same structure, just augmented for calculus. So you click on this item number 3 where it says all assignments, you click there. And then item number 1 that says My Math Lab all assignments, you click there. And then you're going to be prompted to like register this, that, and the other. You want to follow those prompts. Eventually, you're going to be prompted to make a payment. It should cost you about $120, right? If you don't have the $120 right now, you can actually, there should be an option at the bottom of that page that says get 14 days of temporary access. You really do want to go ahead and get started on your assignments, but I think what I'm going to say is my recommendation is if you don't have the 120 or if you don't have the money for it right now, I think it's probably best to just wait until you're within 2 weeks of having the payment, right? If you know you have the payment within 2 weeks, then go ahead and use that 14-day trial. But you don't want to wait too late on all that stuff because this stuff will pile up fast. It'll pile up fast, right? So once you get logged in and set up on Pearson, again, there's no access code. You have to access it through Blackboard. I linked it to Blackboard, right? And so here are all the assignments and all the quizzes for the semester. The only thing that's not available right now are exams 1, exam 2, and the final. But everything else is available. And so the very first thing is where it says week 1, day 1, my YouTube channel. So that's one way to access my YouTube channel. You click on this link. Let me see, where does it take us? Because I think I need to update that link. That's college algebra. Let me go ahead and update this link right now. Let me just update the link. So, what I can do, let's go here. I also have it, let me update that link right here. So another way to access my YouTube is this item number 4. That also takes you to my YouTube. We'll go to edit. And I just want to get a copy of this link. Copy. And I'm going to hit cancel. That way I don't change anything there. And then if I go here, what I have to do, where is it? Continue. All right. I gotta go back again. Give me a second, because I'm just updating the link on calculus for business, collaborate. It's none of those. Okay, let me close this out. Let's go here. Allow. Sign in. And I am working on an iPad, right? So if you're working on an iPad and if Pearson is giving you trouble, you have to allow pop-ups and allow cookies for this site, all right? So let's go here. And I'm just, did it shut down? No, it's still going. Just block it for right now. Let me go to manage, allow, come on. This one. Let me edit. Media, come on. Come on. Next. Okay. Oh, you're not gonna let me do it? Okay, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. So, let's cancel. I think some of you guys have already started, but that's fine. More tools. I want to not delete. Assignment settings, delete. I want to delete my scores. No, that's not it. No. Okay, I know where it is. Let's go back. I'm coming, guys. We still got a solid like 25 minutes. If I go to the grade book, block, I want to manage by assignment. Somebody is on it, man. He is not playing around. More tools, delete results. So, Mr. Shepard, you're gonna have to redo that first part again, because I got to update that link. But it's just a click. It doesn't take anything. That's fine. Okay. Come on. Come on. So then if I go to assignments and I want to go to manage, block, manage, allow. Okay. Give me just a second. This one, edit. Let's go here and this, right? This one right here. That's what I'm looking for. Come on. Sorry about this, guys. Come on. There we go. Paste. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Add external link. And I just want to save and assign. Okay. So yeah, I had to update that link. It should be working now. Yeah. So let me verify that it's working. Allow. Okay. So now, once you get set up on Pearson, it'll look like this. Those flags on the left mean that there's a prerequisite. Basically, it's just you need to be able to access my YouTube. So I made accessing my YouTube a prerequisite. Go ahead and this is a shameless plug, no shame in my game, but go ahead and like, share, and subscribe and turn on your notifications to my YouTube channel, right? So when I click on this link, it should take us directly to, you see it there, all pre-recorded full lectures for Calculus for Business, spring of 2023. Okay, so what this is, in the description, where is it? Well, yeah, when we open it, there's a link to basically the pre-recorded lectures. And then I'm going to be putting all of our recorded links in the same playlist, right? So that's a playlist that I'm going to be updating as we go. It already has a link for all of the old lectures. And then every time we have a session, I'm going to put it there, all right? Okay. And so I'm going to come right back to Pearson. I'll come back to this in just a moment. You guys have questions? I feel like you should have questions. And so again, to access Pearson, you want to click on item number 3, all assignments, and then the first one that says all assignments, and then follow the prompts. And again, this link for my YouTube, it works, and I put that link in another location, right? So again, Blackboard is going to be a central hub for everything. Whenever you're looking for anything for our course, you can come to Blackboard, and that's where you can find it. Okay, we got Zoom. That's how we're going to communicate. You got your attendance in Blackboard Collaborate. You got the box link. So whenever you start seeing me taking notes, I'm going to load the notes there. You got item number 3, which is all assignments. That's how you access our homework, quizzes, and exams. And then item number 4 is my YouTube link. So this live session, that all of our sessions, I'm putting in that playlist. That's going to be a playlist that I update, and there's a link to my old sessions as well. Okay, I know this a little bit intense, right? We got a solid 15 minutes. Did you guys have questions? Questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, so the recommendation is to go ahead, go to the all assignments, and go ahead and gain access to Pearson. If you can go ahead and purchase the access code from this link, you want to go ahead and do that. This is how we're going to be doing homework. If you don't have it right now and you're within 2 weeks of having that payment, then go ahead and get the 14-day trial. That's a 2-week trial. You want to go ahead and get started on these assignments. You can see the due date on the left, right? I think this is upcoming Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So every Sunday night, assignments are due, okay? But again, you can work on it past the due date. Unlimited attempts. The flag means there's a prerequisite for that item in order to access that. And just as a heads up, I want to say to access the exams, you got to pass each quiz, each corresponding quiz, right? So in order to access exam 1, you have to pass all the quizzes. The quizzes are short, like maybe 5 questions, but you have to pass all the quizzes for chapters 1 and 2. If you want to get ahead, you can start watching the lectures. All right, so let me see if I can pull that up. Uh-oh. So Zoom, I just want to open up this link. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get out of this. Save. Okay, so when I open up the link to my YouTube, I want to check the description. I'm gonna go ahead and start this video. It says check the comments, which is pause it for the audio. And it's in the description, the comments, if I can find it. It's not there. Oh, okay, well. Where's the one I thought I made? Oh, there it is. Okay. So it's in the comments and it's in the description right here. There it is. Calculus for Business, right? So if you click on this link, so what this link is, these are my recordings from the spring of 2021, so from 2 years ago. But it's the same material, all right? So like if you're working on the assignment for week 1, you can watch this recording and it'll say, I might update this for something that's like more up to date. Let me see, wait a minute. Calculus Yeah, they should all be calculus for business, right? Yeah, right. So you can use this for the lectures. Okay. I know it's a little bit kind of like all over the place, but you'll get used to it. Okay. All right, guys. I think I might be spent. Did you guys want to ask last call for alcohol? Did you have any questions? Let me check the chat. The chat works as well.
Yeah, I have one quick question.
Go ahead.
So, like, let's say I'm doing volunteer work and I join the class, like, or the Blackboard Collaborate late. Since you're using this kind of more as an open platform for like office hours, as long as I check in between 6 and 7:15, then I'm okay.
It might mark you as late. I mean, you'll be fine as long as, honestly, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But it might mark you as late, but that you'll be okay. So the attendance, it really only affects you if you get like 4 unexcused absences. Once you hit that 4th unexcused absence, then you could be dropped from the course. But as long as you show some signs of life, you're checking in and you're doing your work, I'm not going to let attendance get in your way. And it doesn't affect your grade. It only affects you if you get 4 unexcused absences. But it's not part of your grade at all.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because on Mondays I may check in like not as early, depending on how my community service or my scholarship goes.
Yeah, just do the best you can.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions, comments, or concerns? We got a solid 15 minutes. So
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for us to get attendance, we have to go log into Zoom, and we got to log into the Blackboard Collaborate.
Yeah, the Collaborate is there. That's how I'm going to take attendance. But Zoom is how I'm communicating. Right. I'm not going to use Blackboard Collaborate. I'm just using it just for attendance. Does that make sense?
Yes. Also, for us to access Pearson's, we have to go in through Blackboard.
Yes.
The link.
Yeah, you got to go through Blackboard, right? So that's going to be here, and then the landing page is here. Oops, where did I hit? So to access the homework, when you log into Blackboard, it looks like this. Once it loads, you open up the main folder, and then folder number 3 says all assignments. You click there. Okay. And then the first link says My Math Lab all assignments. You click on that and then follow the prompts.
All right.
Has anyone purchased? Does it cost $120? Right. I think there was another question in the chat. Let me check the chat real quick. I think the question was, what do you suggest for someone that's like not strong in math? Asking for help. Basically, work with your classmates. If you can find a classmate that is getting it, link up with them, link up with the tutors, and ask questions during class. Like we can work on homework during class, but everybody's going to be responsible for their own class. So even though we're working the same assignment, it'll create different questions for each person. It'll be like the same questions with different numbers. So each person is responsible. But you can ask me during class. I would encourage you to sit down with the tutors. You can take your device and attend someone's like office hours for tutoring, and you can just sit down and go question by question, because that's what you're paying them for. That's what the tutors are paid for, and it's a part of your tuition. So you've already paid for the tutors. So I would encourage you to sit down. I know I saw some buzz for GroupMe. I think that's a fantastic idea. You guys work together. Each one teach one. I'm just a point person. I'm just here to try to encourage you guys, but everything is there. Let me check Zoom again. Check the chat. That looks good. Chat looks good. Okay. So I want to take a few minutes, and I kind of want to do a demo on Pearson. I want to do a demo on Pearson, just show some of the, traits or some of the things, the qualities of Pearson and why I use it. I think it's the best tool, the best online management tool, in my opinion, that I've come across. Continue. Okay. So once you finally get Pearson, once you get registered and set up, it should look like this. I think we got credit for the first one already, right? So that's good enough. So I'm going to open up this first assignment, right? Oh, here, actually, I'm going to try to take week 1 quiz. When I try to take this quiz, it says prerequisite warning. before you can work on any remaining attempts on this assignment, you must receive 50%. Oh, so you got to get at least 50 on those first sections 1.1 and 1.2. Okay, so let's open up 1.1 limits, a numerical and graphical approach. Now it's only 12 questions. Let's open up question 1. Okay, so I'm gonna minimize this. It says simplify by removing factors of 1, right? So right off the rip, can anybody suggest a method, an approach to this? When you see something like this, what comes to mind? What do you think if we're trying to simplify? So hopefully when you see this, something should go off that says, oh, factor, right? Now, suppose you see that and you don't think factor, right? So the options at the bottom is why I vouch for Pearson. The help me solve this is okay. I don't recommend that one. The view an example, yes. I definitely encourage that one, right? Because what the view an example does, it gives you the same question with different numbers. And what it does is it explains the reasoning or the logic behind it, right? So it says first factor the numerator, right? So, that would say, okay, if you're not comfortable with that, then you would maybe want to go back and review some factoring. If you go to that box link in that handouts folder section, I have some handouts. I have an entire chapter devoted to factoring, right? So this would be something that you could definitely work on with a tutor, and you can get some practice factoring because we're definitely going to be using it. You should. They really expect you to know it like second nature, right? So then you can see, oh, the top is difference of squares, so that factors into a minus b times a plus b. The bottom factors what is a perfect square trinomial, right? You can use like the box method. People have different ways of factoring that trinomial, but you want to be able to factor that denominator, right? Next, factor the denominator. So now that you have the fully factored numerator over the fully factored denominator, now you can cancel the like terms, right? You see that r minus 6, r minus 6. So then once you understand what they're doing in the example, the way you work yours is often synonymous just with different numbers, right? So then r minus 6 divided by r minus 6 is 1. So then the original simplifies to r plus 6 over r minus 6, right? And so because of this view and example, that's the main reason why I vouch for Pearson. You get an explanation, right? So I would say at least 90% of the questions have this explanation attached to the question in the homework, right? A word of caution, the homework is it's a lot of work, but it's minimal points to your overall grade. But really the homework is there to prepare you for the exams. The exam is really just to test to see, hey, did you do your homework? That's it, right? So the homework is a lot of work for a little bit of points, but it's the most important thing because the exam is really the exact same as the homework with different numbers. And the exam is really just there to see, hey, did the person do their homework, right? Also, so say you do the view and example, you complete it, and it's still not clear. So then at that point, I would make you to ask my instructor. When you use that tool, what it's going to do is it's going to take a screenshot of the very question that you're working on, and you can say, hey, Mr. Phifer, I could not get past this, I'm stuck, right? And it's going to send me a screenshot of your question to me in an email. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take your question, load it onto my tablet, and I'm going to make a video response. I'm going to load it to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to reply to you with the link, right? So I'm just going to make video responses. But yeah, so as you're going through the homework, if you get stuck, if you can't figure it out amongst yourselves, and after working with a tutor, that's the best time to use the Ask My Instructor, right? Okay? All right. Any other questions, comments, and concerns before we call it a day?
No, sir.
Let me check Zoom one more time. Okay. Yeah, you're good. All right. So if there aren't any burning questions, we're going to go ahead and end the session here. And from one beautiful mind to another, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, or your evening. Take care. See you Monday. You already have assignments available. They're due this upcoming Sunday at 11:59 p.m. And we will reconvene this upcoming Monday, same time, same place. Okay, guys? Take care. Peace.
Thank you, Professor.
Pleasure.
All right, appreciate it, Professor.
My pleasure. So if
Bye,
anybody,
Professor.
yep, take care. I was gonna say, if anybody's still on the call, you might catch me maybe 10 minutes before class. You might catch me gaming. I am a gamer, okay, but I only play. I'm down to 3 games. I only play 3 games. I only play 3 because I'm trying to live a life, and the gaming, it can be so frustrating. I be screaming like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" But the games that I only play Mobile Legends Bang Bang, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and this latest game that I came across that is addictive is Survivor.io. It's just a zombie run around weapons kind of thing. It's fun. But I'm trying to weed those out because I'm trying to be an adult, handle adult business, paying bills and crap like that. Exercising, eating right. Be careful about the freshman 15 guys. It's no joke. This stuff is no joke. Okay, guys. But yeah, as an Easter egg, you might catch me maybe 10 or 15 minutes before class doing a match. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, guys. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. See you Monday. Same time, same place. Take care. Peace. I also watch anime as well.